Hello and welcome to the Talk with Tariro. Today on the program, yes, we know we are in the COVID era, but we are saying life has to go on. This is the new normal that we have. When we are recording, we try and take all the necessary precautions in ensuring that everyone is sanitized. Off camera, we have face masks on, everything, and it's something that we keep on encouraging ourselves to say, let's continue adhering to that. We need to make sure that we see an end to COVID infections in our country. And on the program today, interestingly, we are looking at issues of awakening the giant in you as an individual. We know over the past 2-3 months, a lot of us, we've been stressed. We know a lot of people went through all sorts, but we are saying your life has to go on. Last week I was on the program with Nyari, where she was addressing issues to do with the challenges that COVID brought and how we can overcome them. And this week we are actually continuing almost on that similar path, but looking at it holistically. And who better to do that for us than a coach, an image builder. She's a mentor, she's a capacity building expert. She's a lot of things. She wears many hats. We popularly know her as Vakoma, and that's the business that she runs. It's called Vakoma, and that's Odilin. Vakoma, welcome to the talk.
Thank you, Tari.
And I want to ask you a question where I'm saying, as Tariro, you know the work that I do, you know what I stand for. How do I awaken the giant in me as Tariro?
First thing you have to do, Tari, is to love yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, love yourself, don't expect the people out there to believe in you and love you. Mm-hmm. So you look at yourself, even if you look in the mirror, you see something is wrong. Correct that. If you see things are not well, you are down that day, find something to motivate you. In my case, what I do, if I see I'm so down, things are happening, and I feel like I'm getting stressed, I sing gospel, or I listen to gospel music. I sing to it, and I praise the Lord. After 10 minutes, I'm good to go. That energy is back. That life is back. I am back as Odilin. And as Tari, if you want that, that's the first thing you do. And when you then love yourself and believe in yourself, take action. You don't just believe in yourself and sit. You take action. Be seen. What is that which is throwing you down? Share it with the others. Find solutions. You might not find solution on your own, but if you speak to Tariro, Tariro might have something because she could have gone through what you are going through. Then when you share, you get answers and you are able to handle any issue that comes to you. And the giant in you comes out. Yes.
You know, when you're talking about loving yourself, for some people they will say it's easier said than done. Look at exactly what's happening with COVID. You don't know whether am I going to be alive? We know a lot of people who are sick. Some people have lost relatives, lost loved ones, and sometimes just having that willpower to love myself, be in a position to then awaken that giant. It's easier said than done. How do we? Because that's where we say it. I like the take action that you then said it. But how do I take that action to then say, yes, I'm loving myself and making sure that I remove all these other things that are weighing me down?
Okay, Tariro, I will always give examples relating to myself. When this COVID started, I had about 5 engagements with big corporates.
Yes.
I lost that to COVID. I had 4 speaking events. I was organizing an international event. I lost all that. But do you know what? When all that was cancelled, I went in the house, looked in the mirror, and I said, Odilin, this is not the end of you. This is the beginning of you. Because, you know, if we look in the Bible, in Jeremiah 29, verse 11, God promised us that he has plans for us, not to harm us, but to give us a better future.
Yes.
That verse I always pick it up when I see I am down. And this COVID, I know people have died.
Yes.
Some people have lost relatives, and it's a sad situation. But we cannot live on that if you're alive. If you're alive, look at it. I'm breathing, I'm there. What do I need to do so that the next person who is looking up at me is not also down? I always tell myself that death is there. But what kills is not COVID, is not cancer, is not the accident, is the time. But it's the different ways that kills people. But for me to go is the time. So I don't need to worry. If COVID comes and takes me, it's my time, I go. If I'm still breathing, let me live and be someone people look up to say, why is Vakoma smiling? If she's smiling, what stops me from smiling?
Yes.
I depend on entrepreneurship jobs. Some are employed and their salaries come every month. And you see them complaining that life is not good. I'm sorry to those who do that. They'll be shouting at the Lord. Instead, they must be appreciative of the salary they are getting. I'm appreciative because I have a house I stay in. Someone doesn't have a house. Look at the positives which you have in your life. And by that, you love yourself every day, Tari. I tell you. And that giant in you will show up. Yes.
The talk with Tariro has a special bias to young people, and especially to young girls. And really, that's where I would want you to mainly zero in on them, where we are saying, if we are telling them that we want you to awaken that giant within you. When you're talking to young people, they've got a lot of concerns, they've got a lot of issues that affect them on a day-to-day basis. So in our next segment, I really want you to sort of almost do like a leadership, mentorship segment with them, where you're really empowering the young girl to say, against all odds, awaken that giant in you. So join us after the break. Welcome back. We're continuing with our discussion, where today we have Vakoma, and we're looking at awakening the giant in you as an individual. As much as she might be talking to young girls, if you're a man or you're a young boy, I'm sure there are one or two things that you can actually take from whatever she's going to be sharing with us. Vakoma, I told you that we have a special bias towards young girls. And really, when you're looking at the patriarchal society, you'd see that girls are actually disadvantaged. And that's why we also try and make an effort to say, we want you to get to that same level with the boys. For that young girl who is despondent and is feeling, I can't rise up. How do they awaken? What do they need to do?
I'll speak looking at this era we are in of the COVID-19. Some girls, I've been mentoring quite a lot of girls during this period. And some questions raised by the girls are, how do we survive without sanitary wear in the closed down? I gave them an example of our parents who grew up when these sanitary pads were just in the books, not in physical. How did they survive? They use the other means. As girls, they must be innovative in the way they think. You have that old t-shirt you have. Why can't you use it and manage your periods until things normalize and you are back and you can then access the sanitary pads? Then there are issues to do with studies, where the girls say, we are home, we are expected to run the house chores, we are expected to do our studies, unlike the boy who then wakes up, does his bed, baths, and he can do whatever he can do. I said to them, If you can manage your time as a girl, it's very important. Prioritize the duties you have. Because you know it's expected for a girl child to do some house chores.
Yes.
Wake up early. You lose nothing by waking up early. Do the house chores. Manage your schoolwork. Then when it's time for lunch, some people spend their lunch watching TV. Why can you not do without TV?
Yes.
Why can you not do without your phone? Have a time where you then stick to your phone in the evenings.
Yeah.
If you prioritize the things in your life, you will never complain that you are a woman. For us, doing the house chores, it's empowering we are getting from
Yes.
these things. So appreciate than complaining. They also raised the issues to say some parents will lose their jobs, and how will they then manage to go back to school if there is no school fees? There are so many things which are happening right now. People are selling things online. What stops them from using those phones instead of chatting with friends? Why not post that you are selling eggs? Go and buy eggs for $2.90. You sell for $3. Gain that 10 cents. Save the money, contribute towards your school fees. I grew up without someone paying fees for me. I would go and work in the fields, people's fields, to raise money for my school fees. I am where I am because I worked hard for it. I didn't complain. I didn't look at people to help me. I looked at myself to help myself. And what stops the girls from doing that? Complaining will not build you. It will destroy you. If you can look to the future, plan, see what you want, work for it. You will achieve it.
Yes. Vakoma, you talked about the issue of prioritizing. It's an art. It's something that's not so easy. How do young people? You talked about the issue of phones. Where it's not just young people, even us as adults, we spend a lot of time on phones. And if you then say, what are you doing on that phone? Usually it's in these groups where there is nothing productive that's being discussed. We spend a lot of time doing things that are not productive at the end of the day. How do I prioritize? I'm looking at this young girl, teenager, or in early 20s, just prioritizing a day, prioritizing a month to then say, yes, if I'm going to be awakening the giant in me, this is how best we want to mentor them, we want to build them. What's the art of prioritizing?
You see, I'm holding this notebook. Wherever I go, even if I'm going to a funeral, I carry my notebook with me because it's very important. What I do is, every beginning of week, I have to write down, Monday, what do I need to do? Monday is there for training in the morning. Then I do my laundry before I start my webinars. Then I have to talk to Tari because I need this. You list down the things you do on daily basis. Then as you go for the week, it will be easier for you to build. Don't just think and wake up tomorrow and say, I want to do this and that. You plan by writing down all the things you need to do. And even the phone, you can control yourself. How many people do I want to talk tomorrow? What value am I getting from talking to Tari? If there is no value from that, then I wait when I'm eating. Although in etiquette we say you cannot talk on the phone while eating, but you will be in your house, you will be excused, and you can phone Tari and talk, just chat, say hi. But if it's business, then prioritize it, include it on your list for the day. Yes.
Vakoma is raising very useful points that we need to take note of. The issue of innovation, the issue of prioritizing. I want to further explore in our next segment one issue that she's talked about, of saying, today I want to talk to so and so. I saw one of her posts where she was saying, if you're not benefiting, look at your network. What value are these people adding into me as an individual? And then even if I'm prioritizing, who do I prioritize to then say, I'm going to be speaking to this particular person for how many minutes in a day, for how many days in a month? What am I benefiting if I want to awaken that giant in you? I'm sure a lot of people would then be saying, Sakatoregera shamwari ere. She's going to elaborate all that for us. Join us after the break. Welcome back. We continue with our discussion. Vakoma, I wanted a clarification, an elaboration, expansion on the issue of the value that I put to somebody. The people, the network. People always say your network is your net worth. How important is having value in the people that we interact with, that we give our time, that we prioritize on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, when we talk of value, I'm not saying that if someone, I'll give an example, for a young girl, I might say there is no value addition from me talking to her, but I am adding value to her. So if you have friends, I want to speak to Tariro. There's something I want to find out from her.
Yes.
That's the value addition I'm looking for. But if I want to phone Tariro and just ask, how is the mango tree coming up? It's not adding value to Tariro. It's not adding value to me.
Exactly.
So I place that when I go to bed, when now I'm done with what I've prioritized for the day.
Yes.
I can then phone Tariro and find out. If I'm to phone Nyari right now, finding out how she is managing the COVID in terms of coaching and training,
Yes.
it's adding value to me. And it's a priority because it's bringing out who Odlin is. I'm learning new things from someone.
Yes.
There are friends sometimes you want to chat to. I could be very low that day and I find out that I am not coping with what I'm doing. For me to have that motivation, I need a laugh from Tariro. Then I'm allowed to phone Tariro because that's value addition. That laugh is adding to managing my stress which I'm experiencing. So value addition depends with the scenario or whatever you are going through that day.
Then the last issue that I want to discuss with you before, because I know the episode can't end without you talking about grooming etiquette, but I want you to also, just in terms of using technology, yes, you have talked about the phones, but the benefits that young people can actually get and gain from technology.
For example, I've been doing coaching for students and young ones for free. The only charge they have to meet is the data for their phones. Then that gadget becomes very important to the young ones because they are now using it to gain some knowledge, which is through WhatsApp, through Zoom, through any other platform which is available, which means they can use that for value addition to whatever they are doing. So besides the trainings going on, they can also Google for their studies to find information. They can also read to further their knowledge using the gadgets. So for students, as long as they are not abusing them, it's an okay. It's good etiquette to use a gadget. And it depends where you are using it. If your parents are talking to you, if you are dining, please put that gadget away. You have a time for it. That's why we say prioritize. Follow what you have written for the day.
And it wouldn't be a chat with Vakoma without you talking about your passion, which is the issue of grooming, etiquette. You know, when I said to you, I was like, is this the right way again? Because I know you always talk about how you sit, your posture, your what. So I've really been struggling, and I was looking at you and saying, okay, I think let me cross my legs. That's what she has done. Yeah, how do I hold my iPad? You know, just as a young person awakening the giant within themselves, what are the do's and don'ts?
foremost, the first thing you have to do is love yourself. When you love yourself, it's so easy to follow the grooming, the deportment, and the etiquette. Because if you see the way you're sitting, you're already communicating to me that you love yourself. And same with the girls. If they then sit with their chest out, shoulders back, chin high, and carry a smile, they're commanding the space you are in. Even the boys will not abuse you because you will be telling them, I am in my territory. Don't mess with me. And that only comes with grooming, deportment, and etiquette. And it's my passion to see the girls, the women standing up in the market.
How do they stand out? We are talking about awakening the giant in themselves. Yeah, just briefly in two minutes.
Okay, I'll start. When a lady sits, make sure you close your legs. If you can't close your legs, you cross them by the ankle. Then you carry this power pose of chin high. And when talking, look at someone in the eye. The person you are talking to will believe in you. And if you carry a smile, it's an acknowledgement that I am with you in this space. Ladies, girls, go out there, shine, tell them that being a woman is by birth, female is by age, and being a lady is by choice. Choose to be a lady.
Well, you heard it. She is saying choose to be a lady. You heard the tips. What would be your parting shot, Vakoma, to young girls and even young people in terms of just awakening the giant in themselves?
To the young people out there, you are still young. You have the energy. You think faster than us. Why not take the leadership role? Why not be there? If you are not so sure of the way to follow, check with Tariro, check with Vakoma. We are there to assist you. Grab the chance you are given. You grew up in the technology where you can access information all over the world. Why not use that opportunity and be the leaders we are looking for? What we fail to do as leaders, take up that and show us the way.
Well, you heard it. Take the lead role, show us the way as young people. I'm sure you indeed benefited from Vakoma. We are definitely going to be bringing her more on the program because what we want to see in future is for young people who are empowered, young people who can take control of their day-to-day wherever you get to. Make sure you do stand out. We heard it from Vakoma. Until we meet again next week, let's make an effort and ensure we do win in awakening that giant in ourselves. It's goodbye.